Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello and welcome. I'm Nick.
Mike.
From Top Notch Sports. And today we're going to be over the 2022 Cincinnati Bengals salary review and offseason moves. Super Bowl, man, they were right there. Joey Burrow, Zach Taylor, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, CJ Uzomah. I can keep going on and on. That offense, man, were they big play ability? It was just insane. It was phenomenal. But now the 2021 season's over. 2022 season starts. What's that, Mike?
Said it was the defense that surprised.
No, it really was. It really was. So now the 2021 season's behind us. 2022 season, here we are. It's time. What are they going to do? Well, this is going to be a mock off season. We're going to do everything Cincinnati Bengals in this video, so stay tuned. Here we go, Mike. Explain to them the first slide. Go ahead.
All right, so looking at the cap space, they got $48.7 million in cap space, which is phenomenal for a team that was just in the Super Bowl. Now, if we go to Trey Waynes, you see 10.8 in green million. Now, if they were to release Trey Waynes, they free up $10.8 more million towards that $48.7 million. Now, if we go look at the red players, so go to Jamar Chase, for example. If they were for some reason to release Jamar Chase, they're not going to. That's crazy. But if they were for some reason going to, that $18 million would work against the cap. So you would take 18 away from the 48.
Perfect. So usually, guys, what we do here is we look at the numbers. You look and see, and you say, are these guys worth the numbers in green, right? They're not going to cut Sam Hubbard. They're not going to cut T. Higgins. They're not going to cut Jamar Chase. For the love of God, we all know they're not going to cut Joe Burrow. But you do got to start looking at some of these guys. Drew Sample for $1.8 million. Trey Hopkins for $6 million. Mike Hilton for $2 million. DJ Reader, 5.5. Trey Waynes for 10.8. Von Bell, 6.5. Just these are the amounts. If they cut, they save. Same thing with Tyler Boyd, 7.3 million. Really good slot receiver. I'm not saying we're going to have him cut or save him. We're going to go into that in a few slides from now. But the next slide is going to be the notable losses. So let's go to that list. The guys that you see right now on your screen, right now, before we hop into the notable losses, these are the guys that are currently under contract. The next slide is going to show you who currently is listed as a free agent. Mike, go ahead.
So here's the notable losses. Before I get into it, I got to thank our numbers guy. He figures out the expected contracts and the percentage of snaps played. Without him, we would not be able to do it. Noah the Pipe Wrench Thompson. Thank you, buddy. Now, getting into some of the names here, we got Jesse Bates, strong safety. He's expected to get a 3-year, $36 million deal, and he played 87.3% of the snaps. Important player on this team in the playoffs right there. Now, we got defensive tackle B.J. Hill. His expected contract is a 3-year, $26.1 million deal, and he played 46% of the snaps. We got left tackle Riley Reef, 2-year, $14 million is the expected contract, and he played 64.7% of the snaps. We got tight end CJ Uzomah. Expected contract is a 3-year, $24 million deal, and he played 73% of the snaps. We got offensive guard Quentin Spain. His expected contract is a 3-year, $15 million deal, and he played 90.6% of the snaps. Cornerback Eli Apple. His expected contract is a 1-year, $4 million deal, and he played 89.7% of the snaps. And finally, we got Darius Phillips, cornerback. He's expected a 1-year, $1.75 million deal, and he only played 9.4% of the snaps this season.
All right, good general rule of thumb here is basically high percentage of the snaps played, they usually try to re-sign you. So, again, these guys usually play an important role on the team. If you play good under these percentage stats played, again, you're a huge target for this team, especially with all the cap space that they have. So, on the next slide, we're going to show you our potential targets for the 2022 offseason. Here we are, estimated cap space, $48.7 million. We got one cut, Trey Waynes, $10.8 million. That puts you at $59.5 million estimated cap space available. That's a large number. Estimated signings, we got you re-signing Jesse Bates to a 3-year, $36 million deal, $12 million cap hit. Quentin Spain on a 3-year, $15 million deal, $5 million cap hit. Eli Apple on a 1-year, $4 million deal, $4 million cap hit. CJ Uzomah, 3-year, $24 million, $8 million cap hit. Teron Armstead, signing him, 3-year, $57.9 million, $19.3 million cap hit. Connor Williams, 3-year, $20 million, $6.7 million cap hit. Totals at $55 million total cost, which leaves you at an estimated remaining cap of $4.5 million. Here's your team needs: tight end, interior offensive lineman, offensive tackle, linebacker, cornerback, safety. You see our tight end, we're re-signing CJ Uzomah. And interior offensive lineman, we get you re-signing Quentin Spain. At cornerback, we got you re-signing Eli Apple. And at safety, we got you re-signing Jesse Bates. On the interior offensive line to fill in the needs, we also got you signing Connor Williams. And on top of that, on the offensive tackle position to protect Joe Burrow's blind side, we're bringing in signing Teron Armstead. And last but not least, in the first round of the draft, we got you drafting Daniel Falele as a starting right tackle. And in the second round, we got you drafting Dylan Parham, the center. And then we're not predicting the third or fourth round picks, late third, late fourth round picks, very hard to predict. But this is who we got falling to you guys. So on the next slide, we're going to have Mike break down the 2022 projected depth chart. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, so looking at the projected depth chart, first let's look at the guys in green, Teron Armstead and Connor Williams. That means they are signed from free agency. So they bring those two guys in to protect Joe Burrow, something that they probably should have done his rookie season. Then we look at the guys in the orange. These are re-signs. So we got Quentin Spain, CJ Uzomah, Eli Apple, and Jesse Bates, all coming back and starting in their spots. We got the light blue, the players in light blue, Dylan Parham and Daniel Falele, are rookies that are drafted that are going to be plug and play. So these guys are coming straight in and playing. And then you see the yellow highlight is a placeholder. So this is where we think they should improve, but we don't have them improving this offseason. So Jermaine Pratt is a placeholder.
Yeah, and we haven't had them predicting a third, fourth, or fifth round pick. So clearly, if they want to, they can try to upgrade the linebacker position by, adding a rookie in the draft in the third, fourth, or fifth round. Look, overall, Mike, this team won the division last year. I know you and I have both been saying that. You just said it moments ago, not in this video, but when we were recording the other video for the Steelers, this may be the most competitive division in football. Okay, this team last year, number 1 seed in the division. What do you think this year with the moves that we have them making? They were 10-7 last year. What are you thinking this year for the Bengals?
I think they can win 12 games. I think if you get protection for Joe Burrow and he has more time, Joe Burrow was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league this year and brought you to the Super Bowl. I mean, a lot of it was on the defense. The defense played phenomenal. But I think that if you protect him and you give him time in the pocket, there's no stopping this team. I see this team winning that division, and I see him being a contender again, but it's going to be hard to get out of the AFC. That's why I felt like I wish they would have taken advantage of the opportunity and won last year, because you got to go through Josh Allen. You got to go through Patrick Mahomes, possibly Justin Herbert. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in the AFC, so it's definitely going to be a dogfight to get back there, but I can see this team winning the division again.
And as we both said, and Bengals fans blame me, out of all the teams in the AFC North here, you guys are probably my favorite. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not saying this to make you start worrying, but me and Mike have had many conversations about, pretty sure we talked about Dan Marino almost every single day. We talked about the Bengals. Isn't that right?
Yeah, Dan Marino. I mean, it's like almost an identical situation. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl one of his first years being the starting quarterback, and then he never got back there. So, I mean, it's definitely a possibility, especially being the elite quarterbacks that are in this conference.
That's what I was going to say. With the elite quarterbacks, the younger and upcoming quarterbacks in the AFC, you cannot blow opportunities. But let me tell you something. With this mock offseason that we have going, you're really losing nothing, in my opinion. You're gaining a good center. You're gaining a really good right tackle. You're bringing in a good one of the best left tackles in the league with Connor Williams at right guard. You're bringing back Quentin Spain, who did not do terrible for you guys this year. Eli Apple's coming back. Jesse Bates is coming back. CJ Uzomah's coming back. Really, I love the moves that you're making, and you still got $4.5 million to make moves or carry over next year. Overall, I agree with Mike. I feel like if you guys make these moves, you may still be the favorite to win the division. But with this division being so tight, look, you got to be honest too. I mean, you can go from first to worst and very quickly in this division. And that doesn't mean that you guys aren't the most talented. That just means that this division is so damn competitive. I mean, the Browns are great on paper. The Ravens are pretty dang good on paper. The Steelers are great on paper, especially with just adding Brian Flores as their defensive coordinator. And now you get the Bengals, one of the most potent offenses in the league, with a defense that I feel like really overperformed last year. It was amazing what they were able to do, and I hope they do it again. Bengals, I'm rooting for you. I hope you honestly win a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow. He truly deserves it, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. Mike, we are
built better.
See you guys soon. Peace.